Hey everybody, MovieFanZ here. So the review I'm going to give you is for the 2001 movie A Knight's Tale. So in this movie, you're introduced to William Thatcher, who is a young squire who finds a way to become a knight and compete in jousting competitions as Sir Ulrich did from Liechtenstein, and along the way he becomes a jousting champion, but also finds a romance with a beautiful woman, while also trying to distance himself from his past, along with facing off against a big adversary. So let's start out with the director. The director is Brian Helgeland, who, in terms of directing wise, did 2013's 42 and 2015's Legend, but he's also had some Oscar success. He was nominated in 2003 for Mystic River for adapted screenplay, and he won in 1997 adapted screenplay for LA Confidential. But now let's get into the cast. The main star of this, the guy that plays William, is Heath Ledger, and his opponent is Rufus Sewell, who plays Count Adamar. And along with those two, the love interest is Jocelyn, played by Shannon Sossamon. And then you also have William's party, if you want to think about it. Geoffrey Chaucer is Liege, is played by Paul Bettany. You have Roland, played by Mark Addy. You have Watt, played by Alan Tudyk. And you have Kate, who is a blacksmith, but who also joins the crew, played by Laura Fraser. So let's get in. So right off the bat, this is, I think, only the second time I've seen this movie, and it was a lot better in the second watch because a lot of things worked in this movie. I thought every time that Heath Ledger was on screen, he was like magnetic. He just drew you in, and I was so interested in everything he was doing in this movie. But also along with that, Paul Bettany as Geoffrey Chaucer, he, of the supporting cast, really made every scene of his just count. And he just had so much energy and charisma and passion. And again, it just drew you in. I also think the action and the story works, getting to see like the growth of William and kind of a downfall, but also a rise again. So it's just like you get to see all the ups and downs. In terms of, I will say the romance with Jocelyn had its ups and downs, though. At times, it didn't seem fleshed out or didn't seem realistic. But other times, it seemed very genuine. There was one point in this movie that she asked William to do something for her, and that just, to me, didn't seem like something somebody would do in that situation. But my biggest negative with this movie has to do with the music. Because you played a lot of like big pop songs in a movie that takes place in like medieval times, and it doesn't fit with the period. The only music that kind of did is anytime you had like the jousting action, you had like that instrumental music. But other than that, it was just like pop songs that just kind of took you out of it for a little bit. And they didn't fit with the movie. But I'm going pretty big on this one. I'm going a 9 out of 10. Again, some issues with the romance and the music, but overall, such a better experience than the first time I watched it. And it really drew me in. And it was such an enjoyable movie. But that is my review for 2001's A Knight's Tale. Come back next time for another review. This is MovieFanZ signing off. Have a good night.